What is up, peeps? It's Hanafuda. We're here at Speedway Indianapolis on a lovely overcast day for the American Grand Prix. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. This is not the American Grand Prix. This is the United States Grand Prix. So, some of these guys are donning some special liveries. Let's take a look at those. As you can see, the Minardis are running the American flag. It's over here, I believe. Can't see it. Gloss over that. The BARs are running a USA 2001 paint scheme with the EA Sports logo. The Ferraris are just running their normal, no Marlboro scheme. Last race at Italy, they had no sponsors and had their nose cones painted black. Williams are driving the same car. Let's see, the Jordans, as you can see, have this American flag. Actually, the two Jordan drivers have been running this since they're both American, but this time, instead of Benson and Hedges, there's Bitten Heroes. For Zachary Taylor, for Tito Peters, it's 200 because it was Jean Alessi's 200th Grand Prix. He still had the American flag on, though. For the Benetton, as you can see, there's nothing here, no Mild 7, no names, just an American flag and a PlayStation 2 an advertisement. Let's see. Anything special here? The Jaguars are keeping their black engine covers and have an American flag on their sides. Saubers are the same. So are the McLarens and Prost, as you can see, 200 and the American flag. Everything else here is the same. So, 11 laps around this, one of the most famous, if not the most famous, American speedways. It's all American, just like probably Daytona and Texas. They're contending for it. And there's an American on the pole. 3 Americans in the top 6. Absolute excitement here as the cars line up on the grid, as you can see them doing right now. Lights out, go, go, go here at the United States Grand Prix in Indianapolis Speedway. It's a good start from the GOAT, but an even better one from Hibiki Ganaha. Kiki Honda's filed in, and he's just given up a position to actually Derek Hamill. The GOAT locks up, heading into the first turn. Bit of contact with Derek Hamill. Derek Hamill gets sent off into the first turn, but he manages to stay in front of the GOAT. Here comes his teammate Racer down, the GOAT's inside. Actually the whole line behind Racer went into the sand. There's still sand being thrown up a bit. Oh, the GOAT's in the sand as well. Oh dear, contact! And he goes spinning. Kiki Honda and Zachary Taylor involved in the mess. Zachary Taylor going to lose some time there. Kiki Honda not as much, but he's actually dropped a few positions. He's dropped behind both of the Williams here, and well, he's still trying to get around Patrick Smith, Eric Monaco, and Steve Morgan watching the action unfold. Oh dear, there's a spin in the background. One of the cars is off there. Mei Xiao, Matsui Tokugawa, and Joey Trickle involved in some sort of spin, heading onto the back straight. We'll take a look at that again. Not sure what that was about. Oh, Zachary Taylor rejoining the track. Went into the path of Mei Xiao, Matsui Tokugawa, and Joey Trickle caught up. Well, Tokugawa got spun. Trickle had to just stop behind, and that's going to lose those guys loads of time. But we'll gloss over that. Keiki Honda still fighting Patrick Smith as they head through the chicane. The chicane that has been altered a few times over the track's history. This chicane is definitely reminiscent of the old one used in 2001. Here comes the goat. Oh dear, he spun Derek Camel off. That's a disaster for the points leader who's stuck in the sand here. Oh, he's going to rejoin. He's at the wall. He's going to rejoin last, isn't he? He's going to rejoin behind the goat's dad. You know it's a bad day when you're behind the goat's dad. Here come Mei Xiao, Joey Trickle, and Matsui Tokugawa. That's a disaster for Derek Camel. Just a disaster. I don't think Ferrari is going to be very pleased with that. That from the driver who's going to be replacing Derek Camel and Racer at the end of the season. McLaren seem interested in those two. But meanwhile, Hibiki Gana has blown the field away. And here comes the goats, trying to get by Racer. A bit of contact. I should put my mic down. Oh dear, contact again. Racer's been spun off. Both the Ferraris have been spun today by the goats. What is he thinking inside that cockpit? He's quite clearly lost his head. I'm being told the goat has lost his head at the Australian Grand Prix, but we'll gloss over that. Racer also behind the goat's dad and Mei Xiao. He's in front of Joey Trickle and Matsui Tokugawa. Derek Hamill just heading into that turn there. Finally going down the back straight. Will's Hibiki Gana has navigating the chicane, so that's an idea of just how far behind the field he is. That's the two Ferraris in the bottom half of the field. Bottom four, in fact. That's definitely not going to help their champion. Oh dear, there's a spinner there, Eric Monaco. Just loads of carnage today. Let me guess, it's the goat's fault. Yep, hit a contact with the goats. Goat went wide there, and yes. He's definitely lost his mind inside that cockpit. No idea what he's up to there. Dad'll be able to go for the race win, despite starting on pole, because Ghana has worked up such a lead over the rest of the field. Let's take a look at your lap times. Ghana, in fact, does have the fastest lap time. Next is Racer. That might help with the issues. His spin might be able to make up a few positions. Actually, the goat's previous lap time is dropping significantly. Derek Hamill's is the slowest one because of his spin, but gloss over that. Hidaka just cut that corner. Very cheekily, I'd say. And she went wide and into the sand as well. Eric Monaco trying to get by for position 12. Definitely worth the effort. Meanwhile, here comes the goat. His tire marks, and well, the tire marks of other people are flickering. That makes plenty of sense. He's trying to get by Steve Morgan down the back straight. Yes, I'd call it the back straight, even though Indianapolis has its own back straight. So does a road course. There's a front straight as well. Oh dear, I think there was some contact with Steve Morgan. I said oh dear again. Surprising. You see the U.S. flag there in the Minardi's library. Oh dear. As in the deer on the track. Yes? Yes, I believe so. Here comes Hibiki Gana back onto the oval. Well, we're on the final turn. She's going to lead lap 3 of this 11-lap Grand Prix here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, another Speedway, Indiana. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. Las Vegas Motor Speedway is in Las Vegas, but Indianapolis Motor Speedway isn't in Indianapolis, it's in Speedway. I'm giving you a few seconds to let that sink in, because that makes about as much sense as you think it does. Which means absolutely no sense whatsoever. Oh, actually, the goat set the fastest lap. James Saunders second fastest. Hibiki Gana had third. Derek Hamill fourth. So I'm sure he's moving up the field. Let's see who's in last position. That's the wrong way. Derek Hamill stuck behind the goat's dad, but there was quite a gap between them earlier. I think Derek Hamill was definitely going to try to make up on that gap. Kika Honda 5th, Patrick Smith 6th. Yo Watanabe 7th. Wow, that's impressive. Hopefully Watanabe can get some points today. Because, you know, she has yet to score any. If she can do it in the last race, her home Grand Prix, that would be fantastic. That'd be great. I'd love to see that. I'm sure many people would. Steve Morgan 8th fastest, Asa Samir 9th, and Kana Matsuda 10th. So both arrows with top 10 fastest laps. We'll gloss over that and take a look at your order itself. Hibiki Ganaha, of course, with a commanding lead. She's pulling a Hamilton, which used to be pulling a Vettel, which used to be pulling a Schumi. Well, Schumi, Vetty, Hammy, I don't know. The Ghost in second there. He's just made a move on Kika Honda. Well, looks like he did. He crossed the line before Honda, as Honda's being scored third. Steve Morgan 4th, Patrick Smith 5th, and James Saunders 6th. Both Williams in the points. That's definitely going to help both of their championship bids. They're standing in a championship. Williams, of course. The only team that could really challenge Ferrari. Went over that a few times. McLaren, maybe a little bit. Benetton became Renault, and Renault definitely started to shine in the mid-2000s. Well, most of the teams behind these guys fell into obscurity. Arrows, Jaguar, Prost. Prost didn't exist at the end of 2001. Jordan. There's Benetton. BAR, as you can see, Racer is still stuck behind Mei Xiao. Derek Hamill's managed to get by Aaron Ortiz. Tito Peters made an early pit stop today. Quite an interesting decision, but while he's heading through the middle section of this track, Hibiki Ganaha is about to hit the halfway point of this 11-lap Grand Prix by starting the 6th lap. Lovely stuff. Oh, the Ghost hit the wall. Gloss over that. As we usually do, gloss. GLOSS. The Gorgeous Ladies of Sega. Do you remember when Classic Gamer mentioned that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Review of Daytona USA for the Sega Saturn. I wonder if any of you would have actually tried to go searching for that one. You might have suspected it had something to do with racing. If you watched the TMI Memorial Cup Series, or, well, if you watched that, and or the AAA Cup Series before that, you might have suspected it had something to do with Daytona USA. And that would be accurate. Moving past that, it's Guilt locking up, heading into this turn before the chicane. He's actually closing the gap a bit between himself and Hibiki Ganaha. You can see both of them in that shot. Back end wanted to go for a walk, heading out of the chicane there, but Ghost managed to hold that quite well. Here comes Hibiki Ganaha into the pits. Is the Goat going to stay out? Yes, he is. The Goat wants to pit late. I keep saying that. The AI, on the other hand, they mostly share similar pit strategies. That's Kika Honda in. He's got quite a bit of gap between himself and Hibiki Ganaha. He might be able to make up a bit of that. On pit road, you could say the same for Steve Morgan, Patrick Smith, and James Saunders. Yo Watanabe there running in 7th. If she has a good pit stop, she might exit in the... Oh dear! She might exit in the points, we're about to say, but she did make a bit of contact with Steve Morgan. There's barely any space here on these pit stalls. Steve Morgan exits the pit stalls as Eric Monaco and Zachary Taylor heading. That's the two Ferraris heading towards their own pit stalls. They're actually right next to each other, which is convenient. Oh, and that's Eric Monaco out of his pit stall. Get a bit of slow on. Oh, no, it's more of this drama on pit road. We've seen it before. Herbert Weissmiller and the arrows are stopped. Hidaki is nearly spun. Now it's going to lose them loads of time. That's a bit odd. Looks like everyone's going to get by fine, though. We'll see if they do. Oh dear. It's happened again. Kana Matsuda and Hidaki have been transported to the pit stalls. That's not good for them at all. Let's see who's escaped. Joey, Choko, Matsuri, Tokugawa, Asa Miura, Eric Monaco, Zachary Taylor, these guys, yep. Racer Derek Camel fighting with Yo Watanabe. Rupert Weissmuller, Tito Peters, of course, pitted early, so he's running up at the front of the field. But Ai Hidaka, Yukio Hagiwara, Mei Xiao, and Kana Matsuda are stuck on pit road. Strange how the leaders didn't seem to have this problem. We'll take a look at the GOAT here as he makes his pit stop. He might just have a bit of a slower one because of the damage that he managed to accumulate. Yep, he's been passed by Hibiki Ganaha. And here comes Steve Morgan. Not sure where Kiki Honda went. There he is. He's probably going to get out in front of the GOAT. Actually, I don't think the GOAT has exited at all. He hasn't yet. Still getting that damage done. It looks like they're finishing up right now. And that's him exiting the pits there. He's going to get passed by Tito Peters as he's exiting. Rupert Weissmuller there could even get by as well. And there's Yo Watanabe and the two Ferraris running in the top 10, I believe. That is your top 10. That would be accurate, I believe. But it looks like the GOAT is out. And behind Tito Peters, that might just put him out of the points. Meanwhile, the lead car, who gets the most points if they win this race, is Hibiki Ganahan. She's heading towards this section of the track. That's the chicane, done to perfection, as artificial intelligence usually does. Not a lot of squabbles out there on the track again. I watched the Belgian Grand Prix yesterday. I woke up at 4 and I realized it was at 5 and not 4:30 as NBC seemed to imply. Still fun. Wasn't disappointing at all. Shame to see Verstappen retire after on like lap 7. It was lap 7. After all those Dutch fans came over, painted orange. Those 4 cars are still stuck in pit road, and that's a bit of a shame for them. No points for you. Also for you. I don't think I've ever actually watched that. I think it's like Soup Nazi or something. Something to do with soup and possibly Nazis. I don't know. Watch YouTube. I don't know. Demonetize my video because I mentioned their name. What am I supposed to say? National Socialists? I'm probably going to cut that part out of the video. If you're listening to this, something was mentioned that might have gotten my video demonetized, or even worse, criticized by my mother. You'll thank me, Mom. Kiki Honda running 2nd, Steve Morgan 3rd, Patrick Smith 4th, James Saunders 5th, and the GOAT 6th. He's managed to get by Tito Peters there. That's lovely stuff. Rupert Weissmuller's in 8th, Yo Watanabe 9th, Derek Hamill 10th, Racer 11th, Zachary Taylor 12th, Eric Monica 13th, Fazio Samira 14th, Masashi Tokugawa 15th, Joey Trickle 16th, Chihuko 17th, and these guys, well, the GOAT's dad has been added to the list of cars stuck on pit road, is that? Yeah, that's Hibiki Ganahan must have gone by. 2 laps to go for her, Kiki Honda 2 laps to go as well. Kana Matsuda, Mei Xiao, Yukio Hagiwara, Hidaka, and the GOAT's dad stuck in pit road. We did talk about artificial intelligence, but those cars stuck in pit road just prove artificial stupidity. Let's count the number of Americans in pit road as usually. Oh, there's someone exiting the pits. That's the GOAT's dad, actually. Well then. Guess the artificial stupidity only lasted for a second. There are actually only 2 Americans in the points right now. The GOAT, he started on pole. Just definitely gave him a good chance to win. We've seen the pole sitter at Indianapolis crash into the wall, exiting their pit stall, so it was a good thing the GOAT did, because he's a carbon life form and won't make his mistake as silly as that. No. Oh dear, making the same mistakes over and over again in different races every single time is not the GOAT's forte. It's nowhere near being that. Most definitely not. Most certainly not. Oh. Looks like these guys are exiting. Or trying to, because the artificial stupidity is holding them back again. Mei Xiao and Yukio Hagiwara just stopped there. I think it's a problem with the pace car, actually. Might actually be a pace car issue. That's Aihidaka, Chihuko, and Kana Matsuda Al. It's actually Chihuko. I think he's running on the lead lap. Yeah, he's the last of the lead cars. Well, like last of the late breakers. More importantly, Hibiki Kan is about to start the final lap. She has absolutely dominated this race. She was actually running at the tail end of the field that has a chance of winning the championship, and if she wins today, I do believe that will put her just 2 points ahead of Derek Hamill heading into her home Grand Prix. So, if she can keep Derek Hamill out of the top 5 and win her home Grand Prix, she will be a champion, but well, there are obviously plenty of others who will calculate points for. Kiku Honda is definitely out of the points. He's near the tail end. Steve Morgan, I believe, is still there. Patrick Smith, James Saunders, and as much as I hate to say it, the GOATs are also in the top spots. The ones eligible for the championship. It's a bitter blow for Racer and Derek Hamill, who themselves are in the top spots, but don't look like they're going to get any points today. Tito Peters, Rupert Weissmuller, and Yo Watanabe separate them from the GOATs. And, well, James Saunders. Those last spots that they could possibly get. It's just been absolute domination for Hibiki Ganaha today. She's going to take the checkered flag here at Indianapolis. Kiki Honda's going to come home in second. 2 Japanese on the podium. Steve Morgan's going to take that last spot. Lovely drives from everyone today. And what an exciting race to top it off. And the GOAT's going to take the last of the points paying spots. Don't do this to me. And how about that? 2 of the world's most beautiful anthems being played back to back. I think Mei Xiao's going to stick around for a while and keep the pace car company. As you can see, the GOAT was fast as oh, she's rejoining. Oh, of course. Yes, artificial intelligence. So intelligent. You know, I bet that statement is going to get me some. Oh, are you kidding me? Some special method of torture once the machines do take over. Anyways, the goat was fastest in practice and his dad was slowest. Wrap your head around that. The goat was fastest in qualifying and his dad was the slowest. Okay, makes a bit more sense now. Hibiki Ganaha wins today. Kika Honda and Steve Morgan sharing the podium with her. Patrick Smith, James Saunders, and the GOAT taking home points today. Tito Peters, Rupert Weissmuller, Yo Watanabe, and Derek Hamill make up your top 10. Well, 7th through 10th, but get no points for their efforts. Ray Sir, Zachary Taylor, Eric Monaco, Asa Samir, Masi Tokugawa, Joey Trickle, and Chihu Ko finished on the lead lap today. GOAT's dad came home a lap down. Kanan Matsuda, Hidaka, and Yukio Hagiwara 2 laps down, and Mei Xiao 5. Wow. There she is. Artificial intelligence, ladies and gentlemen. USA 2001. Never forget. I've been reduced to silence by my dog entering the room. Yay. Hibiki Ganaha shows some muscle at Indianapolis. _F1. Next race. The final race. The Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. The figure 8 in Mie Prefecture. It's been Hanafuda. It's been a time and a half an honor. I'll see you there. Because I'm so done right now. And I gotta finish reading the Scarlet Letter because I actually want to do well on the quiz that tests our understanding of the chapters and whether or not we've actually read them, which I did, but I don't think I did very well on the one today. So I definitely want to do well on it tomorrow. There is one tomorrow. Enjoy me fidgeting with the mouse while you're at it. Oh right, we gotta do the points too. The point standings. Alright, we're gonna take a look at the constructors first. Positions didn't really change that much. BAR's got a few extra points, but McLaren's just managed to be kicked out of the Constructors' Championship, but as you can see, it's going to be between Ferrari and Williams, because if Williams gets a 1-2 in Japan, that will put them up to 65 points, barring Ferrari scoring any points, actually. Next, we've got the bottom half, well, 11th through 22nd in the championship. Kika Honda's second place today only got him up to 12th. And Yo Watanabe still has yet to score points, so there's that. And finally, the top 10. As you can see, that cutoff is separating the people who are eligible to win a championship next race from everyone else. Thank God the GOAT's not eligible anymore. But unfortunately, Ray Sir, James Saunders, the GOAT, Patrick Smith, Eric Monaco, and Rupert Weissmuller, who did have a chance previously, don't anymore. It's a bit of a shame. So, it's going to be between Derek Hamill, Steve Morgan, and Hibiki Ganaha. Both Morgan and Ganaha would have to win and ensure that Derek Hamill finished below 5th. Is that right? Yeah. Well, in Morgan's case, Derek Hamill could finish 5th and only come out with 40 points compared to Morgan's 41. Yeah, let's not waste any more of your time. It's been Hanafuda, it's been a time and a half and honor, and I'll see you in the next video.